Hello, it's good to see you. Today we are going to be making some yummy sounding little cheesecake bars. I've never made it before, but I found the recipe on this bag. This is an item that we found on the clearance aisle at Walmart, and I had never heard of this. It's from Nestle Toll House. You might know about, Toll House from Toll House cookies, which are really good. If you've never tried them, they're yummy. Just chocolate chip cookies. These are not chocolate at all. It's not going to be like that. This is a bag of chunks. It's clearance chunks. I don't know why that's funny. But it's just chunks of stuff. It's 3 types of fun. It's not just chunks, it's fun chunks. It's fun chunks. You've got strawberries and cream flavored morsels and more. What's more? Oh, graham cracker bits. So we have in here premier white morsels. You notice they don't use the word chocolate, so I'm thinking it's not chocolate. It's like a chocolate-like substance. Like it could be, I don't know, it could be like Bondo or something. We don't know. Graham cracker bits and strawberry-flavored chunks. I just don't like the word chunks when we're talking about food. It sounds like dog food or something. But no, it's ridiculous. But there's actually a recipe on the back. And it sounds good, so I thought we would make this recipe today. This is a recipe for strawberries and cream cheesecake bars. So, I don't know, it sounds pretty good to me. Now, to make this, we're going to need a whole bag of these chunks here, these little clearance chunks. There's the clearance tag. Originally, it looks like they were $3.28, but we got our chunks for $1.75 because I'm a smart shopper and I love to save money. But also for this recipe, we're going to need 12 pieces of, well, wouldn't you know it, it just happens to be that we need 12 pieces of Nestle Toll House refrigerated sugar cookie dough. Well, I went to the store this morning and they didn't have Toll House sugar cookie dough. But I did find this lovely Pillsbury sugar cookie dough, and it's fine. I don't think it matters. As long as it's a refrigerated sugar cookie dough, I think we'll be all right. This package contains 24 cookies, so we have enough to make our little cheesecake bars and then some extra so I could just make a dozen cookies or whatever. It says it's safe to eat, raw or not raw. You can eat it or bake it, I guess, if you want to do that. We're going to need 12 refrigerated sugar cookie dough cookies, the discs. We also need 8 ounces of cream cheese, which I have here. That's going to be a whole block of cream cheese. 1/3 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of sour cream, got that. A large egg. You need 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, I have that. 2 tablespoons of flour, and then this package of chunks here. I need to quit calling it that. But calling it strawberries and cream flavored morsels and more is just a mouthful that I don't care to keep saying, so I'm going to keep calling it chunks or clearance chunks. Okay, so the first thing we have to do, you have to preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you have to take an 8-inch baking pan and line it with aluminum foil, and you have to let the edges hang over. You have to let the edges of the foil go over the edge of the pan. And then you spray the foil with baking spray and set it aside. Okay. Well, it tells you to set it aside, but in the very next step it says get that pan back out. I know you just set it aside, but get it right back out. Then you have to press the cookie dough down into the base of the pan to cover the bottom. And bake it for 10 minutes until the edges are just golden. And that's when we start getting into mixing all of the ingredients together. And it does require an electric mixer. So we're going to start though with the pan that we're going to set aside and then get right back out. But before we get started, I cannot believe I forgot to mention this. It's my ledge stone. I got it put up. Look. I got my ledge stone put up in the kitchen. I'm so excited. I am going to make a video about it later, but yeah, look. It's great. I really love it. Yeah, so it's put up all up under the cabinets, all around in here. So I'm very happy about it. Okay, back to chunks. We now have a little, I don't have an 8-inch baking dish. This is 9 by something. It's fine. I think it's close enough. I think it's okay. So what we have to do now is line it with some foil. I have this heavy duty aluminum foil. It's from Boulder, which is an Aldi brand. It's good foil. I like it fine. So I'm going to tear off some, and what you want to do is line it with the foil and have it hanging over the edge a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, now, well, it definitely overlapped. I tore a piece a little bit too long, but that's okay. It doesn't overlap here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Now I have to spray this with some non-stick cooking spray. And I have this olive oil cooking spray from Carlini, which is also an Aldi brand. I just have all the Aldi brand stuff. There. I have now coated that with the cooking spray. Now it tells you to set this aside, but in the very next step, it tells you to get it back out and put cookie dough in it. I don't know why they're doing that. It's like they're messing with my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and open this, and then we have to press 12 pieces down into the bottom of this pan. Okay. So there you can see the cookie dough. Okay. So we have these little pieces of dough, and we're supposed to press 12 of them down in there. And my hands are clean. I don't know how much you're supposed to press it. And now that we've done that, we're going to bake that at 325 degrees for 10 minutes until it's slightly golden brown. All right. Now, keeping in mind, this is a different dough from the Toll House. This is Pillsbury. It said to bake it for 10 minutes or until just golden. I baked this for close to 20, and it never really got golden. And I didn't want to leave it in there too long. And I got to thinking, since it's a different brand, it might be a little, it's different. So, but anyway, I'm going to let this cool. It said to place it on a wire rack. So I'm going to let that cool, and we're going to set this aside and move on to the mixing process. Okay, I have my lovely thrift store purchased mixing bowl. It's quite nice. Now we're going to take 8 ounces of cream cheese and we're going to mix it with our electric mixer. I am not including the actual mixing in this video because it's very loud. I don't find it relaxing. I let this cream cheese soften a bit before I started to open it. Now we are going to unceremoniously just thwop it down in the bowl. I just made up a word. Well, thwop, I think, is the perfect sound for what it does sometimes. You just thwop it down in the bowl. Look at it standing up. Okay. I'm going to go mix that. Let's see. So you have your 8 ounces of cream cheese. You want to beat it until smooth, and then we're going to add sugar to it. So let me go beat this, and then we will add the sugar. And that is what 8 ounces of cream cheese looks like when you beat it until smooth. Now we have our sugar here. This is 1/3 cup of sugar. Okay. So now I'm going to mix the sugar into the cream cheese. Okay, so now it has the sugar added. And at this point, we are going to add the sour cream. Our sour cream here. There's the sour cream and the egg. And we need 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just a little. Quarter teaspoon of that. So it says to mix this, and then we're going to add the flour after this has been mixed in. Wow, look at that. It has 2 happy little boobies right in the middle. Okay, so that is everything except the flour. So here is the flour. And then I'm going to mix that in. Nice, here we have it. Everything is mixed in except for our chunks. It's actually kind of pretty. It sort of has this farmhouse aesthetic going on with all these light colors. I just expect to see a sign with the word eat on it appear in the middle of it, or gather. Okay, so at this point, we're supposed to take half. This is roughly half. I have the rest of them in here. We're supposed to take half of the mix and stir it. You don't use the mixer for that, you just stir it in. We're gonna take this, we're gonna mix this in, and then we're gonna spread this mixture over the cookies in the pan. Okay. Okay, I have my cookies here. So we're going to just spread this over the cookies. It already smells good in here because I'm baking the remaining cookie dough right now, so it smells really yummy in here. Okay. Now that we have that, we are supposed to sprinkle the remaining chunks, our clearance chunks, over the top. Now that is everything ready to go. Now we are going to bake this in the oven. And I screwed up and I just realized I was supposed to bake it for 15 minutes before adding this. I didn't see that. You're supposed to bake it for 15, get it out, put this on top and bake it for an additional 15 minutes. I cannot unscramble this egg, so to speak. I'm not going to try to pick this stuff out. I'm just going to go ahead and bake it and go for it, and we will see what happens. Okay, let me tell you what I did. Since I put this on top and I wasn't supposed to, I went ahead and baked it at 325 for 15 minutes, and I covered the top with aluminum foil. I just put a piece of foil loosely over the top, and I baked it for 15 minutes at 325 degrees. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it back in there for another 15 to 17 minutes, uncovered, and then we'll see. It did rise up a little bit there, but we'll come back and see what it looks like when it's all baked. Okay, it doesn't really look all that different, but I did go ahead and bake it for an additional 17 minutes or so. And now it smells really good, but what we have to do is we have to let it cool completely, and then I'm going to refrigerate it for at least 2 hours, and then it's going to be time to cut into it. Okay, it really doesn't look any different, but it's been 2 hours. I let it cool to room temperature, and then I refrigerated it for 2 hours, and it's working out perfectly because it's almost dinner time. So this would be a nice little dessert to have after dinner. Now what you have to do now is lift it out with the foil and put it on a plate, and then you can cut it to whatever size you want it to be. So I'm going to lift it out and put it on the closest plate I had handy, which now that I look at it, I'm not very good at math and geometry. I think it'll work. We're going to put it on that. So you just lift it up. Oh, it's heavy. Put it there. See, it fits. Okay. My hands are clean. Let's see. We have a big collection of chunks right there. Look at all my clearance chunks. I don't want to cut big pieces. Now remember, we have that cookie bit on the bottom. I'm just going to cut little pieces. Kind of stuck to there. I'm going to see if I can pull a piece off. Well, I got a little bit. Well, I'm gonna get a piece. I'm gonna put it on a plate, and we're gonna try it. Okay, I have my cheesecake. It's on over in the evening. With this kind of thing, you have to plan ahead a little bit because you have to bake it, and then you have to wait for it to completely cool to room temperature, and then after, and that takes a while because you know it's really hot, comes out really hot, so it has to cool to room temperature, and then you have to refrigerate it for at least 2 hours. So you do have to plan ahead a little bit. But I was able to I got a little corner piece here. It smells really good. I love cheesecake of pretty much any kind. So I did find though that the cookie stuck to the foil, and it could be because we use the Pillsbury sugar cookie dough. Maybe that cookie dough has something different about it, but it did kind of stick to the foil. You were supposed to be able to just kind of pull the foil away, but the foil just tore. Even the heavy duty foil, it just tore. But I was able to get a little bit of cookie on the bottom of this corner piece right here. So I'm going to try it. It's really good. It's good. So you have these, well, I don't know if it's white chocolate. You have these morsels on top, or whatever they were called, and your chunks. Oh, there's one of my clearance chunks in that one. Kind of tastes like a fruit snack. You know, little fruit flavored little gummy things. I think that's basically all it is. But it's really good. I like the little bits of graham cracker. That's neat. I think if I were to make this again, I would, instead of doing the sugar cookie on the bottom, I would try it with maybe like a graham cracker crust, but do the rest of it the same. But it's good. It's good. I just think I think the sugar cookie bit is a little bit too sweet to go with it. It's very rich. I would not want to eat a big piece of this. It's good, but yeah, I think it would be better with a graham cracker crust, but I'm not complaining. I don't want to eat a whole lot because I haven't had dinner yet. I don't want to spoil my dinner. So, but yeah, it turned out really good. It looks cute. It has the nice color from the clearance chunks in there, and you have the little chunks of Bondo or whatever they are, and the graham cracker crumbs they probably swept up off the floor, and it was very tasty. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing this lovely dessert come into being. I sure did enjoy making it. It was really good. Thank you again so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.